Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have some analysis to do, don't we? A Joker trailer came out. A trailer we can actually get stuff from. You know, I wouldn't call it a long road for Joker being in MK, but I will call it a more interesting one than I was expecting, because I was aware of this when I made my first video, but like there was a bit of backlash against Joker coming into MK. More backlash than I was certainly expecting for the character to have. But, you know, I bit my tongue on it. It was just, you know, it wasn't worth addressing. But I'll address it now, being that we seem to have won over people with this trailer. So I would like to commend NetherRealm for this trailer. This trailer is very well put together. I think they did a very good job of accepting the criticism. We all heard the rumors of why Joker looks so bad in his reveal. Is because that he wasn't as polished, because he was a late addition, because there's some issues with Ash Williams' licensing. So like, it was nice to see that they went and at least, if that was the design they were going with, they listened to the criticism and they polished him up. He looks really good. From another standpoint, I was very excited to see they got the personality. They nailed him in terms of his personality, and we got a lot more Silver Age elements than I was expecting in this trailer. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a Joker. I know this character in and out. And one thing I was really worried. Like, okay, first of all, Heath Ledger performance is out of this world. I don't want to knock the man in any way, shape, or form. One thing I was really worried about is like Ledger, and especially Jared Leto and Joaquin Phoenix. Well, Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, they all have Silver Age. Okay, maybe not Leto, but like every good Joker has like a bit of Silver Age in their performance. But like, I was worried that Silver Age Joker was kind of dying, just because like, I just thought people didn't appreciate that side of his character. I love that side of his character. I don't want that to ever see that fully go away. I think the perfect hybrid is the best kind of Joker we could possibly get. And like, I get that, like, you know, that shit doesn't sell for movies and shit, but you know, it's still nice to see that like all the characters' traits still get accepted and used to some degree. So I was really excited to see a bunch of Silver Age. So I commend NetherRealm for doing Silver Age. I even predicted we weren't going to see a lot of Silver Age elements in the trailer. I expected to see some, just like the chattering teeth from Injustice is a Silver Age thing. A lot of his gadgets are Silver Age stuff, because they couldn't really like let him use real weapons, or like it would be against the rating system or whatever the fuck. I don't know. So they gave him a bunch of toy weapons and shit. Like, so I think I love to see that kind of stuff in Joker's kit, and like they found a way to hybrid that with his more iconic mischievous anarchist persona. So I really like that to see that. And they seem to have found the best possible hybrid in his MK trailer. So from like a standpoint of like just nothing but logic and just like watching my character, because the character I know he can be. Just by watching that, I was very pleased with this trailer. They did a very, very nice job with this character, nailing his personality to his core, like everything, the music. They did a very good job, and people are won over. I know people are won over, because people that were criticizing the Joker were hyped for this trailer. So I know they did well. So again, I would like to commend NetherRealm for this trailer. That being said, there's two lenses I tend to view this trailer with. The oh my god, Joker's awesome lens, and then the competitive lens. Nobody wants to hear me, like, there's tons of reaction videos for that. If you want to hear Joker's awesome, I mean, I could tell you all day about why Joker's awesome, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to try to analyze this trailer from a competitive lens, and just try to predict what we're going to be having when we come into this game. So what did we talk about before on my last video when I was going over what this character needs? I talked about better normals, the wake up, all the good stuff. There's doesn't seem to be one Injustice move. There was one move that looked like one of his alternates for Injustice, but like really nothing from Injustice is coming. And you know, I rewatched my last video, and I said that I didn't want to see some of his strings go. It's okay. I'm completely okay with it, because I watched this trailer, and this trailer's won me over. I'm happy to see nothing from Injustice, because he was trash in Injustice. Let's be fucking real. He was garbage. So it's good to see that they have decided to give him a quality of life update, and they revamped his toolkit. It looks like overall we're still going to have some setups, and we're still going to be a setup character, which is fine. That's my favorite type of character, which is why I've even drawn to Devora in the first place. So I'm glad to see some setups, and I'm going to learn all of his variations, and I don't know which one I'm going to have the most success with, but it's good to see that we seem to be keeping what the character's core idea was from Injustice, but we're trying our best to make it better and updating it for a new game. So I like that. So let's go through, talk about the pros and cons, I guess, from what I see here. It's gonna be muted, so you don't have to deal with the audio of like 4 different audios at once. The skins, I don't care about the skins, dude. Y'all know my stance on DC if you've been following this channel. I just like the Joker. It's nice to see him, I guess. People like him, but I mean, I'm not gonna buy him unless they're like free with all of the Joker stuff. Okay, so he pulls out the cane instantly. The first move he uses looks like a jump 1. That looks like the new jump 1 we get, which it looks good. I mean, jump 1s in this game don't see, just aerial attacks in general don't seem to be as good as they are in Injustice 2. I mean, there's some exceptions. Devora's jump 1 is busted, but but all in all, aerials just don't seem to be as strong in this game. So I expected his aerials to be a bit weaker, but that looks like the new jump 1. It looks like, and then we have a new string. Shit, jump 1. String doesn't, I don't know if that's the full string or not, but it didn't. Nothing too interesting there. The first interesting move we get is the move that pops up. It pops up. Now he does a meter burn version, and like before we keep going there, I would like it's hard to analyze anything about this character other than what we get, because we don't know about the variations. We don't know what's going to be legal, what's not going to be legal. So we're just going to talk about what we see. He meter burns the Jack in the Box thing, and it pops the doll up, and then the doll comes back down. It's like a Shao Kahn thing. So here's where the character gets interesting. I mean, obviously, I think he's going to be able to confirm off of it. But, like, is that doll an overhead or a mid? It's going to be one or the other, especially since it's a meter burn. It's not going to just be free to just crouch. So it's either going to be a mid or an overhead. If it's an overhead, we might have an interesting reversal of the gimmick we had from Injustice, which I think would be, like, it would be interesting to see the overhead being the set play tool while the lows are the normals. So I think it'll be interesting to see what that move is. Either way, it's going to be good. We just don't know. I mean, it's going to be, I struggle to call anything good yet, because I don't want it to say something really stupid and then it's really bad. I can't see it being that bad though. It looks like a neat set play tool. So it's going to pop up and come down, and if it's a mid, we'll still be able to confirm off, because it looks like you can fully confirm off of it based on the amount of knockback. I don't know what those are called. The frames that he's locked in some kind of like stun animation, we're going to be able to get a combo from it. So I don't know why he did a throw, but it's alright. So that move looks interesting. It's interesting to see if it's going to be a mid or an overhead. That's the thing to keep in mind with that move. The throw, I was very happy to see the boxing gloves come back from MK versus DC. This is something I was preaching about. The wheelchair move looks like it might, in the corner, be good for some combos, but like it seems to send him too far away, which is interesting because we look like we have some zoning elements. So I don't know if that's going to be bad yet or not. The fact that it sends him away though is an interesting choice. I don't know how it fits into the rest of his kit, but it sends him far away, and maybe in the corner we'll be able to get some stuff off of it. But it's a big space clear, big get off me tool. So it should be good for that reason. And if Joker has like a zoning variation, I think that'll be a better move in his zoning variation. So okay, the next string is kind of something I want to go over. I need to actually watch that again, because that was a string I actually had a question about. Okay, let me just let it play. Let me get the throw. Again, just watching this, bro. Okay. Okay, just the wheelchair. Okay, so we get a crushing blow. I know we don't know if they have like easy crushing blows turned on when they do this, or how it works. But one thing that was I was worried about with this move, because I saw it the first time, I'm like, wow, that's our advancing mid, because as I learned a bit more about this game, Joker's gonna need some form of advancing mid, and like that goes with the range. We definitely need some range, but like the fact is in this game, it's not just having range. It's the fact that advancing mids are good, because if you have an advancing high, it's a free down to crushing blow for the other guy. So that string he has where he runs forward and does this huge kick. It's at like 33 in the trailer. No, it's at like 36. If that move is a high, it's gonna be fucking terrible. Because if it's a high, the opponent just ducks under it and it's a free down to crushing blow and he gets combo to oblivion. So if that's a high, it's gonna be really fucking bad because it's not only slow, but it's a high. So if the opponent's just crouching in neutral, they just get a free combo if you even try that move. Which is why I think it's going to be a mid, because I don't think NRS is going to put a move like that on their DLC character. So, and we get a crushing blow off of it, so that's good. It's probably a mid overhead, because that second move looks like an overhead. So if we have any low setups, that might be some hard to blockable. Like maybe that if it is a high, you will have, but like. The thing about it, when somebody has a crushing blow, all the set play stuff goes away, which is very bad for like if the idea is like his stuff is supposed to cover him, even though it's a high, it's still a free down to crushing blow. So you kind of have to like burn that crushing blow before you can make any overhead lows from that, if that's what it's supposed to do. But overall, that move, if it's a mid, it's gonna be all right. If it's mid, it's actually exactly what we need. So, like, an advancing mid to punish something, like to punish zoners or anything like that. So, if it's a mid, it's exactly what we need. If it's a high, it's going to be fucking trash. But the crushing blow looks nice. We could probably get some combos off of that. They didn't show them, but we're probably going to get some combos off of that. So, I just pray to God that's a mid. It doesn't show it in the trailer. But okay, but the next move we get is a box. It's an obvious, it looks like the present move from Injustice. I'm assuming that explosion is a low. And then it launches him toward us, and we get some combos off of it. So that move is probably going to be a big set play tool. So that move is, I don't have any complaints with that move so far. Just trying to get some setups in my head for all this stuff. I'm assuming we're not going to have all this stuff in one variation. Like maybe the low will be in one variation, the overhead will be in the other. I don't know. Hard to tell with this character so far. Then we get the little bat doll. I love the fucking bat doll, dude. I never knew I needed that shit in my life. The Batman puppet. I love that fucking thing. It's fantastic. Like that. I'll save the day, dude. The quote of the game. But like one thing, I think it was Honeybee. Was it Honeybee? So somebody was pointing out that he doesn't seem to get throw loops because of the distance that the throws seem to send him. That's not too bad, because if Joker's a zoning set play character, like I'm thinking, I don't think a throw loop is gonna be something he's gonna be trying to do anyway. So the fact that he doesn't get that throw loop is not... It doesn't intrinsically make the character bad. I mean, Devore only gets throw loops from one side, so maybe the boxing gloves will give him a throw loop, and then the back throw doesn't. So... Okay, now, next move, we get another string. And then we get the move, which I'm thinking... Oh, yeah, and then, okay, wait. Another thing I want to go over. At 50... we get a low starter, it looks like. We finally have what looks like a reliable low starter. Thank you! Okay, it's not that his back one in Injustice was like a horrible low starter. It was just such a clunky input to do back one and then down forward one for meter burn gunshot. That was such a clunky input. And it's like, you know, you could say get good, but the fact is that input was so clunky. And it made the input harder to do just for the sake of, like, back one and then down F1. It was just a clunky input. So I'm glad they tweaked that around and gave him a reliable, what looks like a reliable low starter. And once we find that special move for combo extenders, very nice. I very much like that string. They did such a good job realizing that the character at least needed a reliable low starter that was going to give him... That was going to be a bit better in terms of like what actual inputs he was gonna have. So I'm assuming that's why they did that. So good job. And then we get the Batman doll looking like it's gonna... he meter burns it and it shoots the missile. We don't really know what it does without the missile, but like it's looking like that's gonna be the replacement for the gunshot. Which I'm fine with that. I knew gunshot was gonna go away, because the fact is, I think it's a too powerful projectile for this game. Even like the better projectiles in this game wouldn't be very good in Injustice. I mean, they'd be all right, but like if Injustice Joker fought Sonya Blade in this game, he would just spam gunshot at her and make her come in. Like, that's what he would do. He would just counterzone the shit out of her and make her come in, and then there would be teeth waiting for her when she got in. So I think gunshot would have been dumb had it been in this game. And Injustice 2, it's like what he needs. But like in this game, it was probably going to be stupid if he had a hide that was that fast. Like a projectile that was that fast. So... But like, it looks like whatever they're deciding to do with that is going to be, with the Batdoll, is going to be the replacement for the gunshot. Which is okay, because the meter burn variant actually looks better than the meter burn gunshot because of the coverage that it has. Which again, gunshot's range in Injustice was deceptively bigger than it looked. So, but like, this actually looks like we're going to have some actual... And look, even though Gunshot's range, how do I phrase this? Even though Gunshot's range was big, it looks like the range we're getting here with this new missile is going to be bigger. Although the consistency of it is going to be different because of the nature of its pattern. Although, I am happy to see that they didn't just get away with the idea of a high projectile, at least on one variation for this character. So it looks like... we're going to be safe, at least in that department. So it looks like we're going to be having at least some tools. Okay, so next thing, we got a move that's going to be really bad. It's the move where he charges the Jack-in-the-Box and slowly walks at you. It's going to be really derpy online, and I think Sonic Fox is going to be able to do a lot with it. Because the thing about high-level gameplay is that the opponents respect each other, if you have noticed that. Like, the difference between high-level gameplay and then the scrubs you play online, the scrubs just mash buttons on you. High-level gameplay has a lot more respect for it. So, like, even though the correct play is going to be aggression, who's to say that Sonic Fox or somebody is going to be able to take the move where he does the thing and like, you know, be derpy with it. Now, here's the thing about that move. He meter burns it. Is the meter burn version unblockable? That's the thing I'd be wondering, because it's such a trash move, and you theoretically have all the time in the world to deal with it. Maybe that's an unblockable, although I think I found another unblockable in this trailer that we're going to have. So just an interesting thought. That move looks really bad. We don't seem to get any combos off of it. Even if that's in the game, it doesn't look like it's going to be that great. Because my theory about why it's unblockable is because we don't get any combos off of it. Like, that's why. Like, maybe if he, like, blows it up, it blows up no matter, like... it instantly blows up. I don't know, but the fact that in the trailer we just see him walking with it, that's gonna be just a derp troll move. That might be in his joke variation. I hope one of his variations is some piece of shit joke variation. Like, really, I do. We get 3 variations. We can screw around with one of them. So I was happy to see a derpy move like that, because it's gonna be a trolly move. Not to say I don't like the move. I think it's really funny. Then we get what looks like our down 4 at, on Devora it's back 4, so... shit, I can't rewind it. My fingers... Okay, so we get the derpy move, and then, we get what looks like a down 4, where he takes the cane and swings it. Very happy to see the cane in a lot more of our normals. That helps our range out overall. So that's obviously going to be a low. And then we get a, our next move we get is our new parry, which, I mean, I'm fine with getting a new parry animation. I just hope that the properties of the Joy Buzzer are still there with how long it stays out. I hope it's just the same move as Joy Buzzer with the new animation. So, not against the new parry, just hope it works the same as it did in Injustice. Okay, so what do we got next? We get the block. We got a new string. We have a meterless launcher. We get a meterless launcher into a crushing blow, assuming the requirements are all met there. So that's good. That's actually really good. The fact that we get a meterless crushing blow on something other than a down 2 is actually really nice. And it's just like we get it for playing the neutral. Like it's not something stupid like a jump in or a third hit. It looks like if we just play the neutral, we're gonna get a meterless crushing blow, which is probably the overall best thing we've seen so far from the character. So it's really nice. Now again, that's the only launcher we've seen from this trailer, but the fact that it's meterless, gets you some meterless stuff, it makes me think that that should have some decent potential. If we're a set play character, our damage output might not be the greatest. That's something I think we should start preparing for now. And if I know anything about Devora in this game so far, it's that her damage output's really bad. So, well, her damage output is really bad. But the whole idea is that she always is at advantage, which I think is still how we might be. But I think they're going to make our zoning just a bit better. So I think we're going to be overall a better character. But it's nice to see that meterless launcher crushing blow. So then we got just one of them overheads. And then we get a new move where he throws down the gasoline and then he meter burns it, and then it launches the guy. But again, he doesn't get any combos out of it from the trailer. It looks like after that you're supposed to get some kind of setup or something. Maybe throw down do the gas move, and then immediately throw down the present, and then come in with maybe a jumping overhead. Because if the present's low, we should theoretically still have an overhead from the jump. So it's interesting to see. Also, like, Joker gets 3 new overheads from the just from the the short hops, and then the short hop overheads that just like the cast gets. So it's interesting that it's interesting to see that how that's gonna fit into his kits, because like we might have overhead lows for days if that present works the way I think it does. Actually, let me go back and watch the present again. I'm gonna go back just because like I have it here. I don't want to say anything dumb. Let me watch the present again. It looks like it might blow up too fast, actually, now that I'm looking at it. We might be able to get like a cheesy one if we have like an overhead in the neutral. But it doesn't look like it's going to have anything fast enough to get over there. But anyway, okay, so the gasoline, which again, it doesn't look like we get any combos off it. And then we have that move again, the running move, which I'm worried. If it's a high, we're gonna get crushing blowed. That's the move. That's the only move I've seen from the trailer that gives me concern. If that running when he jumps and kicks the guy, if that is a high, we're gonna get crushing blowed every time. But it's nice to see the boxing gloves. The range on those things is huge. That looks like a special move, though. So that's going to be like a zoning tool, I guess, is what that plays. But we have some kind of crushing blow off of it. No, I think those are special moves. Then we get what looks like the move that's either replacing crowbar or just the new animation for it. The running crowbar down down forward 3 from Injustice. He hits Katana and then whacks her with it. It looks like it still looks like an overhead. So I think that move is still going to be an overhead. That's probably going to be possibly even the same input. That looks like down F3. No, not down F. Back forward 3. So it's interesting to see what that move will be. It knocks him pretty far though, and then we get this the little Batman puppet low projectile, and I just want to say, where the fuck was that in Injustice, dude? It looks like Deadshot's move. We basically just get free low coverage. Like, seriously, if Joker had that in Injustice, he could deal with a lot of these fucking zoners. Because it low profiles him so you can't hit him with anything, and then it just shoots out like 5 projectiles. That'd be super good if it was Injustice. So I love that thing. I hope that's an actual legal move we have. And then we get the move where what I think is the unblockable, when the guy jumps out and he's jumping out and he's like a hostage. The reason I think it's unblockable is Katana's actually holding block. If you look at the trailer again, she's actually holding block when the guy jumps out, and then the first hit she blocks the first, and then the second hit blows up, which she's still holding block. The only issue with it though is Joker seems to be locked in place during it. So that actually concerns me, because if he's locked in place, all they have to do is jump over it, and he's gonna take a hit. Like Devora could, if Devora was facing him, she could do the air bugs, and then Joker would just get hit, or anybody with an aerial projectile or anything, or like just any way to possibly get over that. Like Raiden could do like an aerial teleport, or like that's a free teleport for Collector. Like if your Collector has so much time to react to that, and then just teleport and then hit Joker with a F1 too. So like that move, is either going to be super. I don't think that's going to be very good. And then he has the wheelchair, and then he can meter burn the wheelchair. Oh, that's a different wheelchair move, actually. No, looks like it's going to be a high, though. The wheel, maybe one hit will be a mid. But then it stays out. I don't know if that does chip or not. And then we got our Fatal Blow, which I love our Fatal Blow and our Fatality. Let me just get that out of the way. I love our Fatal Blow, and I love our Fatality. But, the Fatal Blow, I'm worried that it's not going to be instant like the other ones is. Because he holds it. I mean, I think that's just a choice we get. I think that's just a choice we have, probably. I'm sure why worry about it. It's probably just a choice we have. But just the fact that they decided to show that, it makes me worry a little bit that it's. But And so, but it's alright. I mean, it catches jumps if it does that, so it'll be alright. And it looks like a Fatal Blow might even be something we can actually set up into. Like, some of our set play can actually combo into it. So, I mean, I think Devora can do that too. But, yeah, it's so, and so we got the Fatality and the Fatal Blow, and that's the rest of the trailer. So, that's pretty much all that's there to analyze. So, conclusion. I think some moves looked really good, and some moves looked... He didn't really have a move that looked like total garbage. Even like those derpy moves, that being the hostage that comes out and just jumps at him, and the move where he does the little jack in the box and runs at him, I think those are going to be situational. If that running kick is a high, that's going to be his worst move. Because if that running kick's a high, that's a free crushing blow for everybody. But I don't think the developer's going to be that stupid and give him a dumb move like that. That's a high. So I think we're looking pretty solid right now. I really like what they did with him, dude. They put a lot of care and attention into basically everything about this character here. So, very pleased to see them actually put some care and attention into Joker. They obviously transitioned him, so we did lose the semi-invincible wake-up, which is fine. I didn't really expect for us to keep it. We did lose the wall bounce, and I didn't see anything that... No teeth! No chattering teeth! So basically, this character's whole game plan is probably changed. So, it's interesting to see what the character is going to do. We didn't see chattering teeth in sure. That technically doesn't mean they're not there, but maybe he'll have them in like a variation. Maybe he'll have like an Injustice variation that'll be like kind of similar to what he does. But okay, so when the character comes out, the first thing we have to do is identify his best combos, and then we have to identify his neutral. Which again, I plan to be a part of the Joker labbing process this time around. I plan to play all three of the variations, and I will definitely be fucking around with all three, and I hope to report some good things. If he's as good as he looks from the trailer, I expect that we're gonna fare much better this time around. Like the thing about I just for comparison's sake, I went back and rewatched his Injustice 2 trailer. Half the fucking trailer is environmentals. Like seriously, like that's how you like make your character look like shit. Is like make half his trailer fucking environmentals. But it was good to see. It was good to see. I liked what I saw. I was very happy to see the things I was worried about. The range, what looked to be an advancing mid, a low starter, was I was keeping in mind for all this stuff. I was looking for more range, a low starter, some gimmicky set play shit, and gimmicky. I'm trying to think here. Gimmicky set play, more range, a low starter, and then maybe I think that's really it actually. So it looks like we're gonna have some shit. We're gonna have some shit. It's hard to say what stuff works together because a lot of his stuff was low. So I know he's gonna like have those special moves in different kits. They definitely showed more than one variation in the trailer. So it's hard to say what he's gonna do and what his overall playstyle is gonna be. My guess is set play zoning, which is what I said the last time we did this. I thought if they add Silver Age elements, we have a potential zoner here. So I was happy to see a lot of those Silver Age elements. And he seems to have won over the community, so I'm glad about that. I'm very happy with what they did. And I think that it's going to be a much easier time in this game than it was in Injustice 2. Because I think in some weird world where the character's actually garbage, I think we're way more likely to get buffs in this game than we are in Injustice. Like, if he's bad, because they want people to pay for Joker, I think they're going to try to at least make him somewhat playable this time around. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with him, and if he needs help, I feel like in this game we're more likely to get the help. So that's why I'm going to be critical of the character's variations, as critical as I can be at least. Not that I want to like shit on the character, but like if he is bad, I want his flaws to be well known so we can get some buffs right out of the gate. That being said, I think I'm way more optimistic this time around. I'm way more optimistic. So GG NetherRealm. GG.